Well, the reason I wanted to film it, I should have filmed it when I first came in because I sat down and you reach over and you just were petting both of them really nonstop. Now I'm blocking her Ivy from being able to go over there. She's on the leash because she was a little too full of beans. Um, but basically, what I noticed was that again you were petting, and a lot of times So when I ask a client, does your dog nudge you or scratch at you or whine for attention? Most of the time, it's yes. Um, the times that it's not the case are the times that dog gets petted to such an extent they don't even have to ask for it. I'm guessing from what limited experience I have with you that that's probably the situation here. Okay. So I consider petting a dog our way of paying the dog or compensating them. Right now we're paying them for doing really nothing. And so they don't have a motivation to do it. Motivation is a big factor in dog training and dog behavior. And just the same thing it is for us. We get paid to do our job at work. Otherwise, it'd be a crappy day and snowy. We'd rather lay in bed, just sit in bed all day. We go to work because we get paid to go to work. So what I would suggest you do is have everyone in the family, and with the kids, it's going to be a little bit difficult. With the kids, I tell the kids, you know what I learned today? I learned that petting our dogs is our way of saying thank you. Would you say thank you before someone gave you an ice cream cone or afterwards? And the child would be like, I think after. That's right. So from now on, instead of petting the dog for no reason, we're going to ask the dog to sit or to come to us or to lie down. And as soon as they do one of those three things, then we're going to pet them and we'll repeat whatever word that they're doing. Now, when I like to pet a dog, I like to pet them under their chin. When a dog feels good about what they've done, their nose is parallel to the ground or elevated. Ivy, sit, sit. So this is how I like to do it. So see, I'm keeping the nose up, that good orientation. Mm-hmm. Sit, sit, sit. So it's just kind of a natural, and it becomes like a hand movement. Doing this motion makes most dogs sit down. Sit, and then immediately reach under and let them start scratching. Now, what you'll find is that sometimes you'll be petting the dog for no reason. Even though you're intending not to, it'll just still happen. So what I would recommend is have everyone in the family have a watchword. I usually say the word paycheck. So if you hear paycheck, and somebody comes in the room and says paycheck to you, you immediately throw your hands up in the air, stop petting the dog, and say, Ryder, sit, sit. And then you start petting him. And then you can turn to your partner and say, I actually asked Ryder to sit before he came in the room. He just happened to get up after I started petting him, and I continue to pet him. Once they change their state, sit, come, or lay down, we can pet him for an hour after that if we want. They just have to, in order to start, they have to earn it. And the way they earn it is by a currency of obedience. So we ask them to do it. This helps them see the humans as more authority figures instead of, in your case, they're not demanding attention. You're just giving it to them to such an extent they don't even have to ask for it. So what'll happen after a while is the dog will just start doing this. They'll just start sitting in front of you saying, look, I'm sitting. Shouldn't you be petting me? Sit. And the answer is yes, as much as we can. Now, when a dog does something, we need to pet or correct them within 3 seconds of them doing it for them to make the connection. So right there, down. So every time the dog comes over and lays down in front of you, just reach over and pet it and say down if that's your command word. Every time it comes and sits in front of you, pet it and say the word sit. Or if it just comes to you for no reason you didn't call it, we say come. After a while, this connects the word with the action with the reward. It makes the dogs more inclined to want to do those things. Petting with a purpose is probably the easiest thing you can do that will have the biggest impact on your dogs. But you have to get everybody on board with doing it. So again, if you come in and see somebody petting the dog, paycheck, they have to stop. Or you can maybe make it a chore. Hey, you have to do this. Your child's ages are a little not quite at that point, but eventually you can get to there. But by making the dogs earn it, we help them develop more respect for us as authority figures. We help them get into the habit of asking us rather than telling us or demanding things from us. And it helps them just kind of identify as being more subordinate, more respectful for us. So that's petting with a purpose.